Hi, everybody. Mitch Tannenbaum here. Thanks for joining me today. Today, I'm going to talk about what happens for defense contractors after November 10th. Um, here's what, and obviously, I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't tell you what's going to happen after November 10th. But here's the best information I have, and I think it's pretty damn accurate. So, first of all, there are two defarce clauses that go into effect after November 10th. Those are 252.204-7021 and 252.204-7025. These are basically the CMMC defarce clauses. And in particular, 7025 has a blank that says, here is the CMMC level that you must be at in order to be awarded the contract, not to bid on it. You can bid on it, you're wasting your time and money, but in order to be awarded, here's the level you need to be at. The options are level one. Almost everything will require level one. Level two self-certified, and level two third-party certified, and then level three. So let's talk about those individually. Level one, first of all, is pass-fail. There are no POAMs. There are 17 CMMC controls, which translates to about 60 assessment objectives. They're compared to level two, they're relatively simple. They still require some work and some documentation and some process. And remember that whoever is the certifying or attesting official, they're doing this under penalty of perjury. And ultimately, if you lie about it, you get caught at it, you could wind up being debarred. So not a good plan to lie about it. But level one is pretty much all contracts other than commercial off-the-shelf products. If you're selling the government toilet paper, and it's not government toilet paper, you know how the government works, right? Each sheet doesn't have to be stamped with the Department of Defense logo. Assuming it's standard off-the-shelf toilet paper, the same that you can buy in your grocery store, then that's exempted. But anything that is, government specific, that's going to be at least level one. And there's two flavors of level two, which is self-certified and third-party certified. There's a degree of wiggle room in the self-certifying, where you could go off and say, I'm 95% of the way there, but I'm not 100%, but I'm going to say I am. And then if they come in to review, and they argue with you, then it's a difference of opinion, But if you have nothing done in that particular control or that particular assessment objective, or 10 or 20 or 30% done, I wouldn't do that because I don't think the risk is worth it. And then the third party certification comes from the fact that they really don't trust defense contractors to tell the truth, and the evidence is. The 7012 has been in effect for 6 years now, and most contractors are not compliant yet. Remember, as of last week, 2 weeks ago, there was about 350 out of 80,000 defense contractors who could say that they are third-party certified, and some of those are conditionally certified. And we're not going to talk about level three because it really doesn't affect any significant part of the defense base for right now. So, it all boils down to how lucky do you feel. After November 10th, you could see an RFP that you really, really think you're qualified for and would like to bid on, but you can't because you see that it says third-party certification, and you're not third-party certified. The plan is to phase this in, because after all, 6 years is not enough, and say that during the first year, the vast majority of the contracts will require self-certification. Now, does that mean the particular contract that you're interested in is self-certifying? Doesn't mean that at all. And one that I can think of, a program that the president wants to build, that he's calling the Golden Dome, that Israel calls the Iron Dome, which is basically a missile defense shield for the entire United States, supposedly around $150 billion. Now, Congress hasn't allocated all that money, but they've allocated some of it. It's likely that everybody in that program is going to need third-party certification, and some percentage of the people in that program are going to need level 3. You can't get to level 3 without level 2. You can do level 2 third-party certification without self-certifying, but I really, really do not recommend that. You can think of self-certifying as a dry run. If you don't come up with an absolutely perfect score, crystal clear, perfect score when you self-certify, you're not ready for a third-party certification. So, that's kind of where it is. We'll see how that goes. The DoD knows that there are going to be a lot of contractors that will no longer be eligible to be awarded contracts. They know that, they understand that, but they're tired of people lying to them. So, there's different ways you can do this. Some of these are faster, some of them take more time. It really depends on what your business requirements are. That's the first step. It's called scoping, figuring out what your business requirements are. From that, we can give you some options in terms of what might be possible. But ignoring it is really not a viable business plan. It is going to happen. November 10th, as of when I recorded this, is about a month away. So that doesn't give you much time. The odds of you being able to get ready in a month are damn near zero. The odds of being able to get third-party certified in a month are basically zero, because there's a combination of what you need to have and also the availability of a certifier. But now is the time to start. So with that, thanks for listening. We'd love to help you. Give us a call, and we can move forward. Stay secure and hang on for the ride.